It was the most guarded military secret in human history. For over 1,000 years, it was whispered about in hushed tones, a terrifying weapon that could burn on water and cling to flesh. To speak the recipe was a death sentence. This is the story of Greek fire, the lost superweapon of the Byzantine Empire. Our story begins not in the ancient world, but today, in a modern laboratory. Scientists, armed with all our knowledge of chemistry and physics, are attempting to recreate this legendary incendiary. They mix compounds, check their calculations, and initiate the experiment, but something goes wrong. A violent explosion rocks the lab, a stark reminder that even with modern technology, some ancient secrets refuse to be unlocked. Now, let's travel back in time to the 7th century. We're in a dark subterranean workshop deep beneath the gleaming city of Constantinople. The air is thick with the smell of sulfur, pine resin, and something else. Something acrid and strange. Here, a soot-stained alchemist works tirelessly. His name is Kallinikos, a refugee from Syria who brought a terrible secret with him. He's not just mixing ingredients. He's trying to save an empire on the brink of collapse. The mighty Arab Caliphate is at the gates, their navy poised to choke the life out of the last bastion of Roman glory. The Emperor, Constantine IV, has placed all his hope in this one man and his secret formula. Outside the heavy wooden door, imperial guards stand watch, their faces grim. They know that what happens in this room will determine the fate of their world. No one enters, and no one leaves without the emperor's direct order. The recipe for Greek fire was so secret that it was likely known by only a handful of people at any given time: the emperor and the family entrusted with its production. It was a state secret passed down from one generation to the next, guarded more fiercely than any treasure. But Greek fire wasn't just about the recipe. They didn't just invent a fire. They invented a system, a complete weapon of war. Kallinikos and his team of engineers weren't just chemists. They were pioneers of mechanical engineering. We see them working not just over bubbling cauldrons, but over blueprints and complex machinery. Fast-paced scenes show the alchemist and his assistants assembling a marvel of bronze and leather, the siphon. Gears turn, heavy bellows pump air into pressurized boilers, and long bronze tubes are carefully fitted into place. This was the delivery system, a high-pressure flamethrower that could project the liquid fire over incredible distances. It was a terrifying fusion of chemistry and engineering, unlike anything the world had ever seen. The year is 677 AD, the moment of truth has arrived. The massive Arab fleet, confident of victory, sails into the Sea of Marmara, expecting to crush the outnumbered Byzantine defenders. But the Byzantines have an ace up their sleeve. On the deck of a swift warship known as a dramon, Kallinikos himself stands, his face set with determination. The ship rocks on the waves as he and his crew operate the monstrous siphon, a bronze tube shaped like a roaring lion's head. With a great hissing sound and a gut-wrenching roar, a jet of emerald-green flame erupts from the lion's mouth. The effect is instantaneous and horrific. The sticky liquid strikes the wooden hulls of the enemy ships, and they don't just catch fire, they detonate. The flames can't be put out with water. In fact, water seems to make them burn even hotter. The fire spreads across the waves, creating a literal sea of flames that engulfs the Arab fleet. Sailors leap from their burning ships, only to find the fire clinging to them, burning even as they struggle in the water. The psychological impact is devastating. The attackers believe they are being assaulted by sorcery, by a demonic dragon's breath. Panic and terror shatter their ranks. The siege is broken and Constantinople is saved. This victory wasn't a one-off event. For the next 500 years, Greek fire was the ultimate deterrent. It was the nuclear option of the medieval world. We see it deployed time and time again. During the Second Arab Siege of Constantinople in 717, it once again annihilated a massive invasion fleet. We see it used against the Rus Viking raiders who sailed down the rivers of Eastern Europe to attack the rich city. Their longships, which had brought them so much success, were turned to ash by the Byzantines' secret weapon. In their sagas, they called it wildfire, a force of nature they could not comprehend or combat. The weapon wasn't just used at sea. The Byzantines developed portable versions, hand-pumped siphons that could be used by soldiers in land battles and sieges. Imagine the terror of facing a soldier who could spray a stream of inextinguishable fire. It was a weapon of pure psychological warfare. The sight of it, the roar it made, the terrifying green glow, it was enough to break the morale of the most hardened armies. The mere threat of Greek fire was often enough to turn enemies away. Ambassadors and spies from all over the world tried to get their hands on the formula. They offered gold, power, anything, but the secret was kept. The punishment for revealing it was death, swift and certain. But empires, no matter how powerful, do not last forever. By the 13th century, the Byzantine Empire was a shadow of its former self, torn apart by internal strife and external enemies. In 1204, the unthinkable happened. The Fourth Crusade, instead of attacking its intended target in the Holy Land, turned its sights on the Christian city of Constantinople. The Crusaders sacked the city, a catastrophic event from which the empire never truly recovered. It was during this chaos and collapse that the chain of knowledge was likely broken. The family entrusted with the secret may have been killed, the workshops destroyed, the manuals lost. When the empire fell for good to the Ottoman Turks in 1453, the secret of Greek fire died with it. It vanished from history, becoming the stuff of legend. For centuries, historians and scientists have debated what it could have been. The ingredients were a mystery. Ancient texts offer clues. Liquid fire, naphtha, sulfur, resins. Naphtha is a form of crude petroleum, which was known to seep from the ground in the Middle East. Combined with thickening agents like pine resin, it could create a sticky, flammable gel. But what gave it the ability to ignite, possibly on contact with water? Some theories suggest quicklime or calcium oxide, which generates intense heat when wet. Others propose more complex chemical combinations, perhaps involving saltpeter, a key ingredient of gunpowder, which was not yet widely used in Europe. The truth is, we don't know. The Byzantines guarded their secret so well that it remains a puzzle to this day. Our journey ends back in the present day. We see archaeologists on a dive, brushing sand from the corroded remains of a Byzantine shipwreck at the bottom of the sea. They uncover a long bronze tube partially preserved after centuries underwater. It's a siphon, a silent testament to the lost technology. The camera pans up, and for a final moment, we are transported back one last time. We see the alchemist, older now, during one of the city's final, desperate sieges. In the distance, a fleet burns on the horizon. Knowing the end is near, he takes a small, sealed clay jar containing the last sample of the formula, perhaps, and buries it deep beneath the city walls. A final, futile attempt to preserve the secret for a future that would never come. The fire that had saved the empire for centuries was finally extinguished, leaving behind only whispers and a legend that continues to fascinate and elude us. Thank you so much for watching. If you're fascinated by the lost technologies and forgotten secrets of history, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the past. Let me know in the comments what historical mystery you'd like us to explore next. See you in the next video.